Hello, everyone. Welcome to my 14th edition live streaming. I'm really excited about this topic today. I hope there's more people coming to talk to me because it's such a urgent topic this moment. And I'm using microphone closer to my mouth, and I like this trend of using anything. Do you see on TikTok there are people using all kind of things to clip their mic, like lipstick or on the cup? I find it really interesting. I like this postcard I get in our museum, so I'm gonna use this as my microphone holder. um, I also have a lot of debate on what the title of this topic will be for this week because there's just so much in my mind and so much new articles, news about work in the age of AI. It's not like all these news are so real. It's not like someone pretend to know everything out there. These are I can see some slightly shifts happening because we are in the time period. The things are changing faster than we can expect it. And sometimes even though I'm on the news all the time, and I'm pretty sure even someone have their AI agent show the news every day, they still can't cope with the speed. Maybe they still don't know what is happening all the time because it's really hard to know. You just can't know everything. And even if you know everything, you still not sure what's going to happen next and what is the way you're going to go with your life and what is the way to be successful. Even the word successful for me have changed. So yeah, let me dive into this topic with you. Basically, I watched this video maybe towards on the weekend. um I can show you here. She's one of my favorite AI content creator. She talked a lot about how AI world works right now and about work, about future, how we cope with it, and what's the benefit, what's the danger. And when she talked with the job market, I can't agree more. This is something that I want to share. This just one little clip of it, just give you a sense of it. If I have the whole link on my Notion, so if you're interested, just go watch the whole thing. It's not even that long. It's around 14 minutes. So here it is.
So we start to see a market, a future workforce market that becomes much more about skills. Jobs become a little bit more blurry to define, and those skills continue to change and evolve over time. So then what becomes more clear with those data points is that if the roles that we know are going to continue to change, so it doesn't make sense to have a defined job title, is a company going to hire for a full-time role or much more likely to hire an independent contract because they know that the person who's best for the tasks that need to be completed today may not have the skills for the tasks that need to be completed in a couple of years. So we'll start to see the rise of a lot more independent type contracts. And therefore, work becomes much more entrepreneurial for all of us because one, we're continuing to learn over time. Two, we're not holding a particular role. Instead, we may be offering our skills to a few companies at once. So maybe I'm really good at financial strategy. I do 40% with this company, another 40% with another company, and then I'm kind of in between different contracts for the rest. We all start to adopt much more of an entrepreneurial profile in the workforce. And I've talked about this and written about this, much more of an independence era. And we continue to update our skills over time. And that's some of the things that we
Okay, we'll stop here. Again, there's so much depth into this, but I will, because I don't want to be just showing her video. I want to give you my take on this. Entrepreneurial um, personal development is so important in this age. The thing is, I want to have a more conversation with people having job. I do see the tendency of people not having one safe job anymore because there's no safe job. People get laid off all the time. But as for me, I only had one full-time job and one internship. I just gonna say one full-time job is when I work at my first job is a radio DJ in Canada. And that time is like real time. We have to do real time translation and then giving news. And I also have a movie channel. I remember that was pretty fun. But even having that job is not 9 to 5. I have to go to work in the morning, 2 hours morning show, and then 1 hour afternoon show. No, 1 hour on the weekend. This is like 15 years ago, okay? And even that easy, relatively easy and free job, I do feel trapped. I remember I was not happy with the job, not because it's so easy, it's just because I have to talk about the things that my boss asked me to, or the topics that people want me to talk about. Like, I remember there's one show, anyway, maybe I go too far, but I remember there's one show I have to talk about how to use cleaning things to like sell some cleaning product, and I hated it so much, and I had an argument with my coworker. So anyway, I didn't really enjoy the job, and after a year and a half, the radio station just like bankrupt, kind of. So we all got laid off. I had a big celebration after I laid off, and I realized, okay, I'm just not that kind of person can go to work no matter how easy or challenging or not challenging. For me, it's all the same. I just don't want to work in the company. So after that, I started to learn documentary. I used to be a filmmaker, and I went back to China to do Beijing TV station the assistant director. I assistant one like a charity show. It was so glamorous and everything is so busy. I loved the job, but I didn't like the environment. Anyway, my point is, so I realized what kind of job it fits me. Is I want to be a either freelance, or I want to create my own. I want to be a director. I didn't think I will be a content creator, but I start to want to film artist. Anyway, that's how this channel started. But over these years, I think what drives me to still want to create content online, and I feel so refreshed, still have this passion in my heart to do things I like to do, is really because I choose what align with my heart, inside of my heart. I want to keep developing my, not the hard skill, but the, how can I say, I want to feed my soul. You know what I mean? I never believed that wise, like when you get older you just get wiser. I don't really think that's true. You just probably, if you're brave enough, you make more mistakes. That's the only way to make you smarter. Doesn't mean you are smarter than a lot of young people. Maybe they have their own perspective you don't have, or people probably travel around more, meeting more people. For me, it's like smarter. But anyway, that's another topic I want to talk about. But come back to the topic. So when I think about a work, I never really thought about it's 9 to 5, but I understand why people choose 9 to 5, because trust me, my life has not been that easy, because it's always unstable. I don't know when's my next income. I don't know when's the next client. So I start to learn how to do things without thinking about the outcome. So it's never about I do this thing and then because I will get paid, that's why I'm doing it. I do a lot of things because I think I want to share. I want to do it. I want to build something. I want to use my core belief to inspire other people. That's my core. That can be my taste, that's why I'm trying to develop this taste course and to inspire other people, because I think that's really important when you grow older, because you wanted to contribute somehow, not just for this job title. It's really just for me, it's to develop your personal system, your personal interest, and slowly you just don't know what's gonna happen, because you start to meet people who are interested in what you do, and you start to do things, post things online. You don't know who's listening, so all these things are happening without you purposely let it happen. You know what I mean? And I find this is really fascinating. But a long time ago, when I asked my mom how she worked when they were young, there's this safe job mentality. So once you're in the company, you're contributing to the company. And then as you grow older, you stay the company for a long time, you will get the benefit. You'll get pension, you will get your paycheck at the end of the month. You can go home not thinking about the work. But I don't think that's the case anymore nowadays. As this video mentioned, the company right now they're not even sure what kind of people they want to hire, because there are so many new things pop up at the time. They may need a worker to be flexible, adventurous, and fast learner, also not afraid of not making experiments, making mistake. I think that's even considered as a good company. But if you think about some conservative company, but they just always looking for result, but in this age, it's really hard to come out. The results is really hard to see, because again, you need some kind of luck or some kind of strategy. You know how to use computer doesn't mean you're good at marketing, or if you hire as marketing person, but doesn't mean you can catch up with all this AI and stuff. So you have to keep learning to contribute to this crazy work industry, right? So did I get some comment? I thought someone's talking. Never mind. I was afraid like I click on the chat. Oh, chat disconnected. Okay, someone gonna connect again. I wanna chat. Chat disappeared. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, this word useful. So how useful we were before, like when we think about you working in the company 9 to 5, you have a particular job title and you can be useful if you do that job well. But now it's kind of impossible, right? You cannot like just say, oh, this is my job and that's what I do. Because I heard a lot of people start to, maybe since last year, so many people started telling me I do way more job than what I hired for. I was hired for blah blah, but I was doing like 3-4 persons job. That's why I want to quit. So no worker is satisfied, because they think they deserve way more paycheck than what they do, which kind of makes sense. Oh, now I can see the chat. I'm so sorry. It was disconnected on my computer, but it's on my live chat on my phone right now. Thank you. I'm so sorry. How to be a whole and real human. We're all learning and growing to better ourselves. Yes, totally. New way of living. I totally agree. Why? I think we have to trust our intuition, and because of AI, each individual, I do believe everyone's different, because where we were born, a lot of people travel around, right? They don't live in one place anymore. They meet different people, they see different things, and they read different languages, books. You can't believe how many people can speak more than like 2-3 languages right now. They have so much skill, yet they just cannot find a job that use their potential. And another funny thing I find is in news recently. I don't know if that's true. Please tell me if that's true. On Instagram, in Chinese, they're saying the popular job right now for Gen Z is a boring job. Like Gen Z want a boring job. This is not. What is boring job they're explaining is like you don't have to think too much, you do less change. And then why choice is because they have this vision when they're in their school, but when they go to work, they realize they have that much dream and skill, but it doesn't apply to what they learn. Things like that. I think the topic, Gen Z want boring job, it's not accurate enough. It's not they don't want challenge. I think it's just they want to choose something that value their core, like can make them shine, because they understand how it looks like to have your own career, and you kind of start to realize, um, you know how nobody think their boss is the smartest. You always think you can do better, because of course a lot of boss is the one who have a vision but probably don't have the skill or have the ability to get investor, get the money, but not necessarily have the, the particular, like a communication skill probably not good. So that's why the company needed all kinds of people to do the job. But right now is even more crazy, because look at this new article on uh, New York Times. Taste the one thing it can replace. They're actually talking about all the tech people are looking for to getting better taste right now, because they can use AI very well, but they don't know how to make the product or things that attract people or make people feel connected, inspired. It's not that they're not smart, it's just we all have certain skill, but now because of AI, it's kind of mashed up all the skill together. And then to be efficient, we cannot beat robot, we cannot beat AI. But now, to me, I feel like I'm entering my favorite period of time. It's because I think I can finally be human. I can finally be myself and do things I love to do. I don't know about you, but I think it's a bright future we're entering. um, there's one couple of things I find when I talk about before art and technology, right? When I think about how artists work with technologists, like people who are good at efficiency, computer coding, web development, is problem solving. That's the most, I think, the best skill as like people who study, who have the like logical brain. Artists are more like adventurous. We're not. I don't think I'm like kind of in between, but definitely towards more artistic thinker. We're not looking for result. We're always experimenting. We're always feeling and always love this metaphor. We love these unwritten words, and then gives a sense of obscure or give a sense of space and make us have more imagination. That's what art is like. And then we love to have the time to wait for result. That's what artists enjoy doing in my mind. Oh, there's another comment. There's so much simulations every time. Everywhere, the environment is way too noisy, and people, probably especially Gen Z, need some inner peace. As a millennial, I can feel that. Yes, I totally agree. I feel bad for Gen Z. I do. And I worked with a lot of Gen Z because since I moved to Tokyo, I work with this company. They provide like graduate or still working university students to be intern in Tokyo. And I do have some really intelligent, smart, multi skilled intern work with me. And I can feel that because since they were a kid, they are always looking at screen and they have so much simulations, and they feel like the tools are at their fingertips. They can create whatever they want to. So it's just very hard to focus on one thing and then just do it. But even for me, it's hard. I always think I have ADHD somehow because I cannot open more than like this is the maximum tabs I can open on my computer. If it's more than that, I start to feel panic. If there's one article before, I don't think I'm able to read through everything and then not like be able to think about, for example, the one article, they have another link, I will just click another link and then they become all crazy, like a spiral hole I'm diving into. But I have to say, recently there's a little change in my life because I've been trying to focus to bring one edition of my live streaming every week. So I have a focused topic in my mind that whenever I see this thing that align with the topic I'm doing, sometimes doesn't even have to be the same topic. I just find it very new and dated, like not dated, how to say, on time. I want to share that on my live streaming. And then when I'm done with it, I spend more time reading in the morning, and then I can focus now. I don't know why. I've read 2 books lately. I'm loving it. Once I start to read book more, mm, like I can read maybe the other day I read probably 5 6 chapters in one read, which is really not normal for me. I usually 1 2 chapters, that's about it, and I'll do something else. It's really hard for me to focus, but I don't know what happened lately. I just find myself easier to focus. Maybe I do find the reason why is because I start to find this freedom for myself after working on AI, or like, how can I say? I could have jumped into AI tools right now and catch up all the AI tools that I haven't touched, or creating images. I do still creating images once in a while. Later on I can show you, but if I don't feel the urge of creating, I just think, why do I do this just because I want to show on live streaming that I have the skill to write prompt? Like, what is the point to do that? I just not from the bottom of my heart to actually do that thing. I will just say no to do it. That's another my taste training courses I want to kind of inspire people to do, is the time to say no. Like, you don't have to do things if you don't want to. And if you don't think that thing feeds your soul, you don't think that thing is inspiring enough, you could just grab a book and read it. It's the best way to let your focus come back. And then after read it, somehow your brain just wires something right. And then I started really want to write things. I always feel a little bit insecure about my writing because I'm not native English speaker, and I always find it challenging to express my feeling. And then I have lived in abroad using English for 18 years, and I was born in China, also lived 19 years. So I find myself either language is perfect, but I read more in English so I can express better. Also, my content is in English, so I feel like after all, I can express better with English. So, but I never had an eager to write well. Like, but my secret desire when I was a kid, like dream, is I wanted to be a writer. I did love writing so much because it just made me more focused. And then if I have some emotion or things I want to say, it's writing down. I have so much journal, a lot, but I never wanted to share. The other day after I read article, and then I was like, I want to write something. And then that's the thing that I truly feel. So I have to share this because this article is kind of related to the topic. It's called We're More Free Than Ever, even if it doesn't feel like it. Because I do feel I can read a little. Oh my god, it's so hard. I don't know if you can read. I can read my own article. It feels a little cringe somehow. But if you're interested, okay, I can read a little bit. I let me read your comment first, okay? Choose is not the core, your meaning, story, life philosophy, emotional feelings first. Then two become more relevant, not the reverse. Have seen so many reverse reaction in tech now. Yes, absolutely. Sometimes I see people post on a TikTok or make like a fast-paced videos like, this is how you use cloud, making AI agents into like Notion, and then create all this PowerPoint in 1 minute. And then when you look at the PowerPoint, like, this is like the worst design ever. Why do you make that? It's not even good looking. Like, I can make some kind of design just for fun. I'm pretty sure it take designer 5 minutes to create all this 20 ugly design. Just, do they really want to create design like that? I don't think so. And when I see videos like that, I was like, people, maybe that's what it's really hard to it's harder for people who doesn't have the artistic sense to realize what is good or bad, which is, yeah, I agree, somehow conflict with the ideas of bad or good taste. But I do think people should start to care. Like, should learn. Not that you have to like watch, look at the Pinterest every day and then try to figure out what is the, if you watch 10 Wes Anderson movie, or you're gonna be a good filmmaker. Maybe for your visual, somehow it works, but you still need expertise. People still have to focus on that. Designers still should be designer because they are good at what their eye just made for design. No matter how much I learn design, I'm not gonna be a great designer because I'm not trained, and it's not my recognized pattern. It's not my taste, and that yeah, like I find this quote the other day also really inspired me. They're saying passion is, oh, where is it? Passion is something you build through attention. Yeah, you cannot push to have something that you're not passionate about. But somehow, because of AI, we need to figure out what is our attention need to be focused on. Don't you think? A writer doesn't need to be feel ashamed. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying. Oh, thank you so much. I am trying. But a skill I cannot. I have a journal. I probably will share so many times. Like I do write a lot, but I only share that I think it's the best. For example, I haven't read this one. Oh, the process of me writing is I ask ChatGPT to give me questions in like as many questions as the ChatGPT can give me. I think that's what my prompt is. Give me as many questions as I can to write an article with this topic, and then my core belief is blah blah blah, and then what I want to express from this article is blah blah, and then ChatGPT will list like around 20 questions. That's why my article is so long, because I write all the answers in one take, and then I asked ChatGPT to don't change anything, any meaning, just edit any grammar mistake. So this is what come out. Yeah, this one. I used to think freedom looked I don't need to be pushed by anyone, or I can do whatever I want, whenever I want to, like having everything figured out, or earning the right to rest. And I built my own business because I wanted freedom, time, space, and life that felt like mine. But if I'm honest with you, for a while I was more stressed than ever, especially after moving to Japan. There's a certain kind of beauty here, discipline, delegation, precision. But there's also this unspoken rule is like, if you are not busy, you're not enough. People fill their time so completely as if emptiness itself is something to be ashamed of. And I absolutely, I I observed that. I started to believe that rest hard to had to be earned, and that somewhere out there someone was doing more than me, being better than me, becoming something I haven't reached yet. And okay, I'll pick another one. Yeah, I have this quiet belief that in the next few years, the people who will stand out are not the one who move the fastest. Yes, not the one who produce the most, but the ones who dare to go inward, the ones who take time to understand what they actually desire and then express it in the most human way they can. It won't look the way it used to. A success, you won't look the way it used to. You could have debt and still wake up in the morning that feels like peace. You could be wealthy and spend your day writing something no one fully understands, but everyone feels success is becoming something you define, which sounds beautiful until you realize no one can define it for you anymore. That's really what I believe. I think this success in China, actually there's a meme right now. People start to say, okay, now I gonna work my ass off every day and to achieve that goal, the success that people talk about. But then what is the success life is? When I think about now, what is success? It could be that you can wake up whenever you want to, and then you talk to the people you like, and you can read a book without without interact by other people, interrupted by other people. True, talking better grammar too. And I was like, isn't that what my life is? So a lot of people in China actually start to realize. I don't know about the Western culture. I think it's happening somehow, because China is extremely more extreme case, because a lot of people work. I don't know if you know this 996. It's like 996, work 9 to 9, and then 6 days in a week. So a lot of people burn out, and then so many sudden death around millennial, and like people like around my age, 40 above to 40 to 50. They're huge amount of people have heart attack because they work too hard. So people will be like, okay, I work hard for what? Like, what is the goal there? I work so hard, and I like, try to achieve this success. But what if success is just right there? Like, it's just you define it, and you feel peace within yourself because you're doing something you love. I think that is somehow success. Of course, when we want to be recognized by authorities, or perhaps in the future you can work with the people you adore, that for me is a success for myself. I still want to work with intelligent people, or a group of people who are passionate about the same thing, and then we work on that thing together. That's still something that I wanted to do one day. But when it comes, it comes. When it's not, I will just do the things that I think I enjoy the most. For people who are, I see your comment again. Exactly. Hold the power of destiny. Yes, thank you. And then like the moment of I share my thoughts, and then there's one person here talking with me, and then talk about their own experience, for me is also happiness. Somehow success. I don't really care if, say, when I was young, I was hoping, oh, maybe my YouTube channel can be like, all of a sudden there are like 200K people. Then I started to realize, if you start to have 400, 500K people following your account, you will have to do the next video to somehow satisfy this 500,000 people. Is that a good thing or bad thing? I mean, do I still have the same freedom of saying the things I want to say? Maybe, if I don't care about those 500,000 people. But if I do care, I will have to talk about the same direction, same thing. It's all based on respect, don't get me wrong. I enjoy having people love my thoughts and wanted to talk with me, and then come to my channel, leave their comments. I'm just saying, all kind of success also have some kind of negative parts, or you have to somehow balance yourself to figure out what is the exact success you want to have. So that's my experience. So again, I'm so happy for people talking to me today. Another thing I find is there's so many AI tool. I'm not here to against AI. Again, I love using AI in so many different ways. I just think it's important to use it in a way that not just to showing off what you can do, more like using AI right now to analyze yourself, build your own kind of system, and create this taste lens. Like, what is the one thing you're passionate about? You keep paying attention to that thing, and using AI to analyze or expand your knowledge on that topic, then you will be somehow expert of it. If you only I'm not talking about you have to only focus on one topic. It's not that. It's more about the lens, like the way you see things, or the way you want to create things. And once you know what's your core talent, or your special ability, your special experience shaped your unique personality, and then based on that system, I think everyone will have create their own world the one day with all this technology. For example, okay, let me finish this. I want to answer your comment. I think one day we'll have like AR glasses for sure, and then you can create some kind of immersive environment with your drawing or any kind of imagination you can create with AI. And then with that imagination, and right away it turns into 3D. And that 3D with your AR glasses, you can enter it. That can be like, or you have a story you want to tell. That story can be like audiobook, but audiobook also you can create an image or immersive kind of experience with that. Like all this kind of imaginative thing I'm talking right now is definitely not far from us. It's happening, and you will be just like happen all of a sudden. You can't even catch up. But what I mean is, at that moment when you have all the tools, even more imaginative, more faster, efficient at this moment for people to share, for people to use, what is the one thing that you wanted to express or share, unlike other people, and you're so passionate about it, you want to keep talking about it? I think that's the taste lens I'm talking about, and we all need to develop that. So the old way of work and success no longer applies. Success and individual experience. Yes, yes. Thank you. That's what I'm thinking. So if I just feel like the whole world is in panicking right now. Yes, a lot of people probably out there think I know what's going on. I don't think a lot of people know what's going on. I don't know what's gonna happen. That's why we have to go inward, because we don't know what's gonna happen. We cannot control what's happening. So the old way of feeling like success is a ladder. You just have to build your skill, and then you just have to have more experience. And as you get older, you climb that ladder and you get to the success. I just don't think that's happened. Maybe luck is one thing that's still same as before. Like all kind of success needs some kind of luck, but I think that's the only thing. Still like before. Other elements, like this first video I was sharing, when she's talking about like full-time worker, maybe not even a thing. Company want to hire people have entrepreneurial spirits and a skill. So you have to be learning things all the time. But learning for what, right? Like if you don't have the core passion of the things you love, you're not going to like it. You will learn for a day, a week, a month, a year probably, and then that's it. You will lose passion of learning that thing. You keep moving, keep wondering what is the next thing I want to learn. But for me, I do like writing. I do like filmmaking. I do like new technology that make all these things more alive, easy to access. But inside of me, it's all about inspiring other people. I wanted to have a group of people doing this thing that like make magic together kind of way. I used to make a lot of events when I was in Canada, and then gathering artists together to make like projection mapping and all these kind of creative installations. Because the installation itself for me is creating a whole new world and for people to enter. And I like things like TeamLab, but TeamLab now even become less mainstream or more mainstream. And I went 3 times different location, but then it started to become the same, because I understand they cannot create the visual all the time, new ones. They have to reuse all the materials, the digital materials for the TeamLab experience, and then the tickets getting more and more expensive. And then the most important thing is once it gets to be mainstream and there are a lot of people there, you can really enjoy the quiet, the TeamLab at the beginning is one you have to feel the nature, and then digital like flowers growing under your feet. Those kind of visual is very beautiful. But once they become popular, all you can see is people's feet everywhere, and it's not the same anymore. Anyway, a little bit off topic, but so what I mean is, so there are tons of tools out there. For example, like Sublime, I use a lot, is to I don't even have this. Maybe I didn't put it on. Maybe. So for example, if I put some image and articles about taste, Yeah. And then you just can find all this interesting article if you click on related article. They just give you all the related article or images sometimes, all about the topics you like. I find this is pretty good. And then you can just drag it and create this whole board of the things that you're interested. This is the AI power, I believe. Um, some too amusing. I think one day, maybe one of the video, I will share a couple of tools I'm using to create my own system to make myself focus on that thing. I also have real notebooks to take all the notes because recently I watched so many videos and articles about taste in the age of AI, and I start to write it down. I don't want to lose all this thought, the thread. Um, and then I tried a couple ways to use AI as a creative assistant to help me organize my thoughts. So my conclusion is find what you love or care and find time to focus. You need to do a lot of reading, writing, learn about it, and express in a certain way. This certain way is you have to talk with the AI a lot and then figure out what is the unique angle. You have to focus. You cannot, you, it's not you cannot, but like, if you want to express to people, like to someone out there to see your work in a certain way, there has to be a focus because people just don't have that much time to see all your works laid out. So you want to have this certain way to show that. That's what I mean, to express it. Use AI to create a system and a taste lens to build on top of it. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't make sense, but I will keep developing this topic. Again, like this is such a abstract and subjective topic, which I don't know why I pick it, but I have so much passion picking this topic because it's so important in the coming couple years. I'm still learning every day. I see people talk, like a lot of creative director talk about taste, and a lot of company designer or people talk about taste, but it's not wrong. But nobody's like talking a lot, like learning so much and make a series of videos about it. It's really hard because it's somehow you start to realize, oh, maybe this is not to judge. And sometimes I'm like, this is so right. I'm like struggling with myself all the time to develop this topic, but which means it's very challenging. It's good. I like it. It gives me so much to think of, and I also force myself to grow, to learn. If you have any idea, thoughts about it, please share with me. Um, I just saw another comment. Yeah. Actually, focus as a routine is key to yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for that conclusion. Absolutely. Like I just built this little like a PDF that shows like what I do to find my taste lens, and then well, I can never say I have the best taste or have good taste, but I really find to have this like focus tension, yeah, this focus of the things I love every day, and then you have to be able to use that to create your world and then to share, to express in a certain way. And you have to have this confidence. Like I said here, I know my friend, one of my friends, really interested in nature and digital art. And if you develop more into that angle, you can talk about what if clothes could grow like plants, or what if building behave like ecosystems, like all these topics. Because of AI, it actually can dive into it, and you can read so many articles and things about it. So it's a whole world you're building based on your taste. Who knows where you're interested? I personally will never pick, say, I will never pick topic like insects because I hate insects. I can't handle insects. I'm really afraid of it. But say if someone secretly love insects, and then they want to use AI to develop buildings that look like insects or based on the structure of insects. I don't know. I just think there's so many possibilities once you find your taste lens and use this new technology. You will get somewhere, because I will follow someone who's interested in some weird topic at technology and plus fashion. That's something maybe I never thought of, but I wanted to check this person's work. Also, my new intern coming probably June. He's a data scientist, data science university degree, I think. I haven't graduated, but he's really interested in fashion and AI and fashion. So he was asking if he can help me analyzing some trends for fashion and the AI fashion industry. I find it really fascinating. I was like, yes, please. I love to develop this with you, because you just don't know what kind of spark will happen, even though this person is doing something completely outside the original like thoughts of like art and digital like creative agency, right? But now it's all connected. So it doesn't matter what you do. You just have to find your own interest lens and then the taste lens to create that path for yourself. I talked straight 45 minutes. I'm so thirsty right now. I haven't had one sip. I'm so happy about this topic. Okay, I think I will leave it here for now. But I have all the article links here. I don't know what's my next topic. Every week I don't know what's the next topic, but I'm excited to. It's all based on like what I see, all the news that happening this coming week. If not, it will be something that I try to develop myself. But I'm looking forward for the next edition. And thank you so much for you guys to leave comments. And I'm really happy to see the comments and talk about it. I think this is the future. This is my room always open for you guys. And every Wednesday, JST 9 p.m. I'll be here. Maybe sometime I don't have a concrete topic. I will just throw some ideas here and there, and then all the news are happening, and let's have a chat. And then please feel free even to share your own work here. I want to see what you do. Actually, one of the audience here, I do follow you on Instagram. I do like what you do. Your work is pretty interesting. A topic could be your journey in art. Okay. But I don't see myself as an artist. I'm more filmmaking. I do a lot of videos before, and I don't do art. I mean, I don't do painting. I don't do design. I have vision. I work with a lot of artists and designers in my creative agency. But I can think about this topic. Let's talk. I like to see your work too. If you're doing art, please share your work with me. And yeah, I have my probably email address. Did I have an email address here? Okay, I don't have my email address. I will leave my email address here. Paris at FA Creative. If you guys have anything you want to share with me, any topic idea, like your work you want to show here, please send it to me. I'm really happy to see it. And yeah, I can talk about something about art, my journey working with artists. I will want to talk about that because I'm a big fan of artists out there to create their work. And yeah, thank you so much for your time. I will see you guys next week. I can't believe I did this for 50 minutes. Yes, did it. All right. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.